Yeah, good day, everyone. Actually, in continuation of the series of More Wisdom in Failure book we are reviewing, we want to discuss the topic, the second topic, which is Mr. Trouble and Problem. Mr. Trouble and the Problem. You see, most of the times people misconstrue this word problem and trouble. But they sound same, but they are not having the same meaning. Let's move to Mr. Trouble. Mr. Trouble is that man that can come in disguise in the midst of peace. He is the only one who can plant the seed of what? Confusion, catastrophe, war, tribal misunderstanding, state of emergency, blackmailing, backbiting, envy, etc. Mr. Trouble. Come with fire. So Mr. Trouble cannot be measured as or qualified as big or small. Now, for instance, now you have only a positive wire running in your home. How you expect the current to flow? In your mind, will a positive charge alone produce current? No. To get current for usage, you must have positive and negative word charge. Don't run away from what? The bad. Don't make or look for Mr. Trouble. Are you getting my point now? If he comes looking for you, face it. Don't run away. What am I trying to say here? You see, many people think that trouble is a bad thing. Or when they encounter trouble, they say, God have already offended them. No. Just like the topic, the book says, there is more wisdom in failure. When trouble comes, what do? Stand and face it. And you see yourself conquering. But when you run away, the trouble keep on pursuing you. That's the way it is. It is what it is. Now, when you have what we call advantage and disadvantage, in everything you do, notice that in life, there is what we call advantage and disadvantage. It what makes what you stronger. Don't forget, there is more wisdom in failure. Okay. When we discuss about advantage and disadvantage of our trouble, I said it creates room for learning by teaching you things in a hard way. This is one of the advantages of Mr. Trouble. It makes you to learn in a hard way, but it creates room for learning. You know, let's for instance, when somebody faces hardship, when you face hardship, you don't have money, you broke. You will do anything to survive. But when you come out of it, you will learn the things that made you to get inside that trouble. But that's the truth. So the next one said, it will help you to know who your enemies really are. You see, just like you have a girlfriend, let me use a simpler analogy or example. You have a girlfriend, things flowing well with you, you have been balling with her, anything she wants, you give it to her, you take her to shop, and for shopping, she enjoys anything she beckons, she'll get it. Just pretend that you are broke. If you really want to know who that girl really is, or a friend, even if it's a boy, pretend to be broke and see the true color of that fellow. He will say you flee. You know why? Because you're no longer producing or providing those things that have been providing that make him or her to stay. So it reveals the word your enemies for real. It will make you to be what? Wiser. It will make you to be wiser. You say, oh, that's so it be. You have the ororo. It will make you to be what? To be strengthened. It will harden your heart for future challenge or challenges ahead. For example, making you to be what? Tougher. You know, that time you are too soft for everybody to match on. Now, somebody that wants to cross the line, remember that this guy is no going again. He will now retrieve his steps and say, no, if I put head now, this one will chew me like a Obenugu. But that's the way it is. So, the disadvantages of Mr. Trouble. It can result to death. I don't agree, I know the agree, I know the agree, I know the agree. Before you create, somebody don't buy. Do you understand? Somebody don't buy. So it can result in shedding of innocent, spilling of blood. No, it's not good. You know how war is. People die. Just buy anyhow. I don't want to use some words because of our community. This thing. Many things are in disorder because of what, Mr. Trouble. You may spend years to build something and it destroy in a minute. Mr. Trouble is very dangerous. Look at some relationship you build in many years. You can destroy it in a twinkling of an eye. Just look at the house. Look at this building now. This is how many story building now? 25-story building now we are in now. You know how many years it took? How many years it took the builders to put off this structure? When they put it up, somebody will now tell you that this and that happened. All of a sudden, somebody will now throw Obunigwe, boom, everywhere now, boss. You understand what I mean? Because of the community violations, So, some take advantage to do what? To display their wickedness against so-called enemy. That is the disadvantage of what, Mr. Trouble? It's a time of destruction. You see, it's a time of destruction. It causes lot of what? Wastage. Let's assuming you understand what I mean by causes a lot of wastage. If you engage in a war or something happens and that is war, get what happens. People will buy. People will expire. Of course, they will expire. And what happened? A lot of good houses and all that will be destroyed. Your heart trained towards destruction. Whenever it happens, what pumps in your heart, whatever you're thinking is, let me do this, let me destroy. That is the only thing that comes in your mind. That's one disadvantage of what? Mr. Trouble. So let's move to Mr. Problem. When I use that word, Mr. Problem, for fun people so that you understand it in a profound manner. So, Mr. Problem is a challenge. Okay? It's a challenge. Good. Mr. Problem merely means a challenge that faces you as an opposition. It's a teacher in another form, Mr. Problem. Now we have discussed Mr. Trouble. Now it's problem we are discussing now. It's a teacher in a disguise. Mr. Problem builds you up in many ways, mentally, emotionally, socially, financially, spiritually, and otherwise. When you face a problem, okay, and defeat them, you are a hero. Don't you know that there are no hero without a challenge? Challenge is just like a competition. Before you become a champion, let me tell you, before you become a champion in life, you must go for a competition to become a champion. They cannot call you a champion without you going into a competition. It's not done. That is Mr. Problem for you. So it builds you up. So when you move into competition and win, you become a champion. Do you get the point now? That is what it is. So, for instance, someone has not had food for a long time. He definitely have a different prayer point. The desire or craving for food is immediate need. But it is not fair for you to say that problem is not good for you to welcome it. Because every individual needs to encounter this word problem for you to become. Don't forget what I said now. That for you to be a champion, you must do what? Go into competition. It's when you move into the competition and win the competition, that's the challenge. Challenge is competition. You become a champion. Who is a champion? That one man standing. Do you want to be a one man standing? The person standing out. You cannot stand out in the midst of general if you do not do something extraordinary. But that's the truth. It's only when you do something extraordinary you'll be able to stand out in the general. Otherwise, you are the same with what the general. So that is what it is trying to talk about here. And if you want to talk about Mr. Problem, like I said, Mr. Problem, we have discussed trouble. It's problem we are talking about now. You see, We talk about the needs and wants. At the time when you were about to cross the swamp area, okay, or swampy area, and you need a shoe, and the shoe you brought were rejected because it wasn't what you needed. What you needed is that thing that will make you to cross the what? The swampy area or the river. It's not shoe, it's both that you needed. And somebody giving you shoe. Does it worth it or make sense? No. So your ability to do more than the ordinary to meet the situation can get you your need. For instance, a beggar comes to you for help. Do you give them what they want? No. You give them what they need. The essential need of a man are food, clothes, shelter. That's the essential need of a man. So, if you are defining it, we also be bringing things that relates or that will make you understand properly or in a profound manner this Mr. Problem. Mr. Problem. Mr. Problem. You need it. You don't walk away from it, because if you walk away from it, it will consume you. They walk hand in hand. Like I said before, you can never become a champion without moving in what? In a competition. You can't become a hero if there is no war. Have you ever seen anybody who fought a war, who did not fight a war, and they said, he's a hero? No, it's not done. The heroes are those ones that came back from the war front. That's the truth. What's the war front? The war front is that trouble. Okay. I will rest my case for now because this is the end of the topic, second topic. In the next video, we are going to review Mr. Fear. Mr. Fear, for better understanding. I love you guys. Catch you guys in the next video, okay?